Laura, and I'm going to show you how we can create ads in Power Editor. The thing to note is here in Power Editor, until you upload the changes, it's actually not live, so we have the ability to play and test and have some fun before we actually send anything out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a campaign, and we're going to call it Test for a Course. And of course we can decide what kind of bidding we're going to have, auction or fixed price. And this is where we would decide what our real purpose is and whatnot. The thing is, even if we create this and we want to go back and change it, we can easily do that by just going down here. And the next thing you have after this, of course, after a test, is that we would create, we go view ad sets, and of course we don't have any, so we would add one. And we would just we would say campaign is what it belongs to. The name of the ad set is, let's call it desktop. And create. And then once you have an ad set, we can go ahead and we can go view ads. Of course there is no ad, so we're going to create one, and we're going to use it for this, and of course we're putting it in that, and we're just going to call this one Desktop Guru, because I'm going to send it to Gurus. All right, so the objective, as you know here, is set at the campaign level. And you have some choices here. Now, of course, for the most part, it tries to know what web page or what Facebook page you're coming from. So in this case, it is Marketing Genesis. And we'll click that. And of course, if you have less pages, of course, you'll have a lot easier time of it than just that. And I want you to notice, now that we're here, on the top here is where we go between creative, audience, optimization, and pricing, and that's the simplicity of it. So we have some ideas or some things that we can do here. Now, here is if we were working with a Facebook place or page, but we can also do a domain ad linked to your website, which would be right column only. So if you want to do those small little clickable ads, that's the way you would do that. And it doesn't give you a lot of options as far as what you're doing here. It allows you to use your Facebook page to actually create what we're creating. And this is where we'd see what the right column would look like. And this is what the news feed would look like. And it actually comes off of, and I'm just going to move this up here because we can, it comes actually off of what your pages look like. We can also, like I said, do a domain ad, which would then have a headline, text, and then we would have to select some images here. So I could do one that looked like this for the side, and I can reposition the image. Maybe put it over here. Now these new right column ads are actually larger than they used to be. So that, which is a good thing, and there's strategy on that and whatnot. I just wanted you to know that you could do that stuff over here, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at, we're still in the creative, let's go back to post page link to your website, and we're going to go to, of course, Marketing Genesis. Because that's what we're working on. And here's the thing. We can do two things here. We can either use one of our old creatives, okay, which is a post, like let's say, just drop video number 3. We could use this as our ad. Or, okay, so now we're making a creative here, and we have some really interesting options. And one of them is to create a new unpublished page post. Now, an unpublished page post looks like it comes from your fan page, but in actual fact, it's just used for ads. You can make unpublished posts and you can publish them. You can split test with unpublished posts to see which ones are getting better engagement. You can schedule your posts. They go from unpublished to published. So you can see over time, you can create content and not drop it all at once. The other thing is that with an unpublished post, some communities are not happy with putting anything promotional on their fan page. This allows you to promote without being promotional going forward. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use the same ad that we used in the other example when we were using the other interface to show you how much more we can do here. Now, what I'm doing is a link, okay, which means it links to a particular page, meaning our sales page. We're going to do a link type of post. We can also just do a photo post where we just do a cute photo. We can upload a video and even use an image for the front. We can do a status or an offer here. But let's do this link because that's what we know is going to work. Now, we are going to upload our image from where I think it was called Quotes. And open, so that's there. And you can say this post will be used as an ad as opposed to this post will be published on the page. We're going to have a learn more button. But here's the thing, on the post text, I can say a lot more than I did on the other ad. Okay, so let's see what we did on the other ad. And I just so happened to pull it up over here so we could see what it looks like. Right? Now, interesting, we could only put this information here and here and here. Now watch, I'm just going to cut and paste some of this. All right. Free training on the most inexpensive method to explode your traffic. And again, I'm just doing this very quickly to show you what's what. But now I can do this, which is a couple of paragraphs worth of stuff. I can put another clickable link here. All right? And I couldn't do that when we were doing the other. In fact, I could write for, I could go on and on and on if I wanted to. I'm not going to because I don't think we need more than a couple of sentences. Learn more. Display link headline should be need more traffic, as we did from the other one. Okay, and then we could say and we can call it whatever we want, but we could write free or training. And then we have this additional ability to write a description, which we can't do here. Oh, I just lost what we had. There we go. So I have here, I can say Traffic Genesis is a training program designed to help business owners get, and it leaves it at that. So I can go ahead and over here, Traffic Genesis is a training program designed to help business owners win. I mean, whatever it is. So now we create this post, and it's created. And interestingly enough, take a look. You can see that our newsfeed ad has more than we had on the other one. If we looked at it, if we wanted to make a right column ad, it would look like that. The mobile newsfeed ad looks like this. So we can see what's what. So it's much easier to set it up this way, and it gives us a lot more latitude because we could do things like I said. We could go ahead and add more text copy or do a video or do multiple different things all from our Facebook page. So now I'm going to tell it to use the existing pixel, which we've used before. And I am going to say that I only want it on the desktop, and I'm not going to do it on the right column. Now I'll do a right column ad and I'll do it separately, but I am not going to do a right column ad and this together because it's harder to see which is doing better. So there you go. So we've done that. The next thing we do is we hit our audiences, and I'm going to do exactly what we did before. And I'm going to say English. There's pirate English and upside down English, which is a little bit of a joke. So I can again do the same thing like I did Frank Kern. I can do Ryan Dice. And I can do Brendan. Oh, I think it's an O-N. There we go. And this gives me a potential audience of 32,000 people. I can add the partner categories, which we will go over separately, or my connections. So if I want to only target people who are connected to my fan page, I can do that. So I can go ahead and say I only want to advertise to my fan page users, or only people who are not connected to me, or friends of connections. Although depending on what you are, friends of connections I think is kind of lame because, you know, I'm in marketing. My friends, my best friend, if I told her that I just got another 1% conversion rate, she'd look at me like I had, you know, 16 ears. It's unreal to her as my friend, but she is my friend. She is my best friend. She just does not share this very specialized thing that I do. All right, so anyway, you can also put your custom audiences here, your excluded audiences. So let's say I want everybody in this custom audience versus that one. So let's say I want everybody who's gone to the Webinar Jam homepage, but didn't go, but also, but are not in this one. So I can do a whole bunch of different algebraic equations on what I want from my audience here. Again, I can do my age and my men versus women very simply from here. And then the other thing is once I'm done with my targets, and we're going to get into targeting, like really ninja targeting very, very shortly. We have targeting groups. So we have target audiences right now, our fan pages and otherwise. But what we're going to do, which is something we didn't do prior, because now we have audience insights, is we can take these like groups of gurus, which I call guru, and I can make an audience out of those in audience insights and actually save that as a target audience. It's going to make it much easier. So now let's get to the down and dirty, optimizing and pricing. And now we're at optimizing and pricing, and you can see that we have many different options here. We can either go cost per click, which we've discussed already, cost per thousand. And look, if you want to get a lot of people to look at your stuff and you're not necessarily interested in getting people to visit, like more for branding, you'd want to go for a CPM, you know, meaning cost per thousand. So here, this starts with our default bidding, which always seems to be a maximum of this much per click, a maximum of that much per thousand, a maximum of this much per thousand impressions, or a maximum of $30 per action. And $30 is way more than what we need. So I'm going to make it $3. And I'm going to use the existing pixel, which we already said. Interestingly enough, if you notice, there's two places to also look at pixels. So you might want to optimize on this pixel. All right. But I want to show you something else. In the creative, we can actually add another pixel here. So let's say I wanted to track 3 separate actions. I could put them all here in the pixels. And then when we're talking about optimization and pricing, I can tell it this is the pixel to optimize on, right? It's really brilliant. Anyway, let's go back to this creative. And if you make a mistake, you can always go back into Power Editor and go ahead and make the change and upload. Anyway, we're going to take this 2 pixels off, and we've set this all up correctly. And all we need to do now is upload those changes. And boom, boom. Look at the this ad set. And there you go. It's all there, showing. It's pending review. And that's exactly what you want. Now, there's one other thing I want to show you because we made our unpublished post here. But I want to show you something because if you click up here, it actually gives you the ability to manage your pages from here. And if you take a look, this post that we just did, we can even view it on the page, was just done. That's pretty cool, right? You also have the ability, and if you want to go here, sometimes you can edit it from here, sometimes you can't. No, it's not going to allow us to edit it. Sometimes you can go ahead and edit your newsfeed post. Sometimes you can't. So look at this. We can also create the post the exact same way over here without going into the ads interface. And we can also take a post like this that we did already, and we can publish it. Or we can create an ad directly from here. You just say what account it belongs to, and what campaign, etc., and so on. So you can see that there's a lot of real fun ways to go around and get all this stuff done. So let's go back to Manage Pages. Oh, Power Editor. Manage Pages. Marketing Genesis. The other thing is, too, is you can schedule your posts from here, but I will not show you how to do that because that's not what we do here. We can go to View Ads here if you want to look at a post. So like I said, this is a free training. This is what we put together. If any of you guys have seen this ad, if you've gone to the page, you probably saw that. We can then actually view the ad that this belongs to. And here's the thing, if it's an ad that's doing very well, we can create an ad, we can export it. We can go back to our ad sets here. Well, go back to our campaigns that are recently changed. Let's say we have an ad that's working. Maybe we want to go ahead and create another one, or copy this one, or copy the ad set and do it again. All this stuff is able to do here in Power Editor much easier with a lot more flexibility than you get in the regular ads interface. So that's how we do it in Power Editor. So you still use the same basics we learned in the earlier videos, but this is how we do it. I'll see you on the next one where I show you more cool things about Power Editor and being able to monitor what you're doing.